So for the khadra today, I'd like to discuss the 12th ayah from Surah Ibrahim, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about a dialogue, a back and forth between a group of prophets and their people. And in one part of the back and forth, in the 12th verse of the surah, they say something quite profound. They use almost a logical argument for putting their faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I think is quite amazing. So they say, وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَقَدْ هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا وَلَنَصْبِرَنَّ عَلَى مَا آذَيْتُمُونَا وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُتَوَكِّلُونَ. They say, why should we not put our trust in Allah when He has truly guided us to the very best of ways? Indeed, we will patiently endure whatever harm you may cause us. And in Allah let the faithful put their trust. What I want to discuss is that first part. What is wrong with us? وَمَا لَنَا. What is wrong with us to not put our faith in Allah, to not have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah has guided us. You know, we know from a hadith that the best thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bestow upon somebody is hidayah, is guidance. That this religion, being guided to Islam, is a bigger blessing than any other blessing a person could have. Because the consequence of that blessing is, insha'Allah, Jannah. Right? If you are guided to Islam, if Allah guides you, and you act and follow the religion, even if it's the bare minimum, as we know from another hadith where a man came to the Prophet Muhammad, and I'm paraphrasing the gist of the hadith, where he asks, what's the bare minimum for Islam? And the Prophet Muhammad tells him the 5 pillars, to pray 5 times a day, to give your zakat, to perform hajj once in your life, the shahada, and to fast the month of Ramadan. And he said he's not going to do anything more than that. He's going to do that and that's it. And the Prophet Muhammad at the end of the hadith remarks that he will enter Jannah if he does so. And so, and we know from another hadith as well, or we know from other verses and a hadith that Jannah is far, inconceivably far more important than this life. That this life is nothing in comparison to Jannah itself. And so, when I thought about this ayah, I thought about a hypothetical situation. Let's say you and one of your childhood friends, you guys, were, let's say, 2 people were poor as children, and then one of them, as like adults, becomes a billionaire. And so one guy who's now a billionaire buys the other guy a huge house, fully, furnished, beautiful mansion, right? Somewhere beautiful, spends millions of dollars on a house as a gift to his friend. And he says, you know what, dude, to remember good old times, let's go to our local fast food restaurant and let's go through the drive-through and let's order from the dollar menu. So they get into the car, they're in the drive-through, and the other guy, who's not a billionaire, realizes, oh, I forgot my wallet. And now he starts stressing out about whether or not his friend, who just bought him a $1 billion home, or $1 million home or whatever, whether or not he will spot him, if he will cover him for a dollar item off the dollar menu. You'd say this person's crazy. He doesn't appreciate the prior generosity of his friend, right? So then, what more can we say about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who literally provides us everything, who has guided us to this religion? When we suffer trials and tribulations in this life, we are like that person who's worried about a minor detail when they've already received. I mean, the fact that we are here, the fact that we can read these ayat, the fact that we're Muslims, we should assume that alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided us to this religion. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us. That it's almost like a lack of appreciation for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's prior blessings for you, and also for the fact that you are already guided, you know? And so whenever we face anything, whatever the trial is in this life, always remember, what more does Allah need to prove to you to put your faith in Him? He's already provided you with Islam. Inshallah, if you stick to this religion, the end result is Jannah. If Allah took care of your akhirah with guidance, why are you worried about dunya when dunya is not even, a fraction of a wing of a gnat, right? A small little insect, in comparison to Jannah. Jannah is forever. Dunya is temporary. In 150 years, nobody's going to be here. Your problems are not going to exist. But the consequences of your guidance, you'll be reaping that, inshallah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us from those who appreciate His blessings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who can adequately put their faith in Him whenever we are suffering with trials and tribulations. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us afiyah fi dunya wal akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieve us of all our calamities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aid our brothers and sisters in Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aid our brothers and sisters in Lebanon and in Sudan and wherever the Muslimin are suffering. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us on His path, and unite us with His beloved Prophet on the Day of Judgment. Assalamu alaikum.